My name is Luis Guano. I am the customer representative here at the Flower Point. I've been here for about a year.
Okay. Working here, how do you think it's affected your view on plants and flowers and
Well, since I started here, I have always been a fan of flowers, and I have always loved flowers. Besides, I was getting my mom some, my grandma. I think flowers, especially the roses, are a huge impact in people's life because it brings them joy. So, as long as people have joy, they're happy. So that's how I think. I mean, there's other factors when it comes to roses, but one of the main things is that people like them and they enjoy them. And there's a lot of colors, so you can pick any color that you basically want.
so in our community, how do you think that these flowers would make people feel, and how do you think that this business has helped people in our community?
Well, as far as everybody tells me, because a lot of customers tell me that they didn't know that this place existed, and they're so thankful that they found it because we sell bouquets, we sell basically roses, and the impact that it makes in their life is amazing because a lot of people come and get gifts for their mothers, their loved ones, their sisters, any occasion that they might need. Roses are always here for them, and they always bring them joy.
I am Neha Jagadish. I am a student at UF and I intern at Field and Fork, which is a community garden that provides free produce to all of UF basically. And I also do research in the horticulture department on broccoli.
Okay. So we're gonna ask you some questions now. So, how do you think the service you provide impacts your community?
I think it impacts my community in like a lot of ways, especially Field and Fork. Like first of all, Field and Fork is to serve the UF community and to combat problems with food insecurity. That helps the community because we provide fresh produce to a pantry on campus, which is close by, so a lot of people can walk to it, and then they can buy free produce, and it helps combat food insecurity and helps like student staff and anyone on the UF campus that is like struggling with any type of low socioeconomic problems.
Associated and studying all this, how has it changed how the way that you view plants and the need for them in the community?
I think it's changed my viewpoint a lot on that. Like I remember when I was a little bit younger before starting this project or me working with plants in general, I remember not having I used to kill a lot of plants, so I used to not have I never really had a really green thumb. So this helped me have so much more respect for plants and understand how important plants in like our natural environment is for not only my mental health, but like to support the community around us.
So, how has doing this research changed your mindset when you're talking about the importance of like the plants and the crops socially?
When it comes to socially, I think I didn't realize how much this would connect me to everyone in the community. It's changed my mindset on how research and plants in general can be connected in that way. Like I've met a lot of farmers through this. I've learned a lot about like the social implications of the research I am doing. I've learned a lot about the agricultural system in general, and I think it is a great way to connect me socially with farmers, with professors, with anyone doing this research, but also just people who have very like-minded like ideals and goals as I do, and other people who love like plants.
How do you think crops such as the ones that you mentioned help combat food challenges or other challenges that students might face?
I think a big part of it is the fact that we are growing fresh produce, and they're also like organic produce. So it allows, and when it gets sent to the pantry, people can obviously buy it for free. And I think it allows people to have the independence that doesn't come with other like food drives where you're giving people food because people can go and shop for themselves. It also helps them a lot because they don't have to worry about food insecurity. They don't have to worry about their next meal or if they're going to have groceries for the night or if they have money for tuition or books or textbooks. So this is one thing to take that off of their mind and provide them with like a sense of like security in that aspect.
Right. So, are there any plants that you grow in attract pollinators or wildlife, and why is it important?
Yeah, we on Field and Fork especially, we grow a lot of flowers to attract bees, wasp, or like any other pollinator that might be, and that's really important to, yeah, go around and pollinate to just to provide promote the biodiversity in the farm to make sure our plants are on the right track. I think they're all really important, and it's also really helpful for the community in general because the flowers are like pretty, and it helps bring a lot of donations to the farm because people come and visit.
Besides like health, food security, and like you said, like bringing people and donations, what other role do you think these plants serve in the community's lives?
I think one thing that we do in Field and Fork is a fall festival, and other things we do are volunteering based. I think this community farms, allows people to be brought together. I think it allows people to connect with nature and put aside all of their anxieties, their frustrations with either schoolwork or other things around their life to connect with nature. And I think it really like brings people closer to like nature and allows people to grow an appreciation for the plants we have around. And I think that does help people learn that we need to protect our environment, and it also helps them with their mental state, and it helps us like educate them so they can help our cause, or what should be all of our causes.
Right. So you had mentioned to me that you had been researching heat tolerant broccoli.
Mhm.
So how would this be important in society to combat climate change and other issues?
I think one thing it like dramatically impacts is the economy. I think one major thing about that is that broccoli is generally grown in either more northeastern places or California, western places that are tend to be colder. So this will help reduce like production cost, like transportation costs. So we no longer have to ship the broccoli from like faraway places. It would also promote our own local economy and like local like Florida farmers, because there has been a problem with a lot of like farms going out of business and like just reducing in general. And instead we can import broccoli like locally, which improves like nutritional access to this food because broccoli is really high in nutrients. And when it comes to like um climate change is happening, the earth is warming, and it is going to be really important that we still have a food supply while we have a warming climate, because we don't want to lose that. We don't want to lose nutritional access. We don't want to lose our growth as our climate naturally warms.
Well, thank you so much. That's all the questions we have for
Of
you.
course, of course.
But thank you for
Thank
talking
you.
to us. We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
your insight and your
Mhm.
knowledge.